Yo, what is up, guys? I'm Rosie Rose bringing y'all another video. For today's video, I got another story time for y'all. This is how my cousins and I almost died while driving an ATV. So this story takes place in 5th grade, summertime of 5th grade. So I'm like a 10-year-old kid. My cousin, Angel, who is about 15, and my cousin Daniel is 9 years old. So, we're at our grandma's house driving ATVs and dirt bikes, and I'm learning how to drive this stuff. Having a good time, it's a nice day, beautiful, just imagine, no electronics, kind of time in the life, And pretty much all three of us want to go out for a ride. Our grandma's backyard had woods in the back, but they just go on for forever. And then after you go on for a little bit, like maybe 2-3 miles, you hit like a main road. So it's a long ride out there. So pretty much all three of us hop on the ATV. It's because it's my first time driving or going for a ride along. I have to sit on the worst spot, which is the guardrails of the ATV, if you're familiar with the ATV, four-wheeler, whatever. So pretty much we're having a good ride, going fast, being confident, and we make it all the way to the main road, 2-3 mile drive. And on our way back, because I'm tired, I decide let's switch the seating arrangement. So Daniel, he moves from the middle to the back on the guardrails, turning the other way, and I'm holding Angel while we're driving. Because we've done this ride before, we are confident in everything. So this time Angel's more careless and reckless on how we drive or how he drives. And pretty much there's this part of the trail where there's a tree that's hung over or fell over, and you got a duck, and then a whole bunch of dips start happening, right? So it's one straight shot, just one straight shot for probably like a mile with this trail. And we duck under the tree, and all the dips start happening. We're going 40, 50, I don't know how many miles. We're going fast, I mean, obviously, when you're in a vehicle that's not, covered like a car, like a motorcycle and ATV, you feel way faster. So we're going fast, fast, fast. Dips start happening, and on the second or third dip, the four-wheeler just jumps straight up. It just bounces. I don't know how to explain it. It just flies up in the air. Daniel immediately, because he's on the back, not holding on to anything, he just kind of stuff just flies off like a, I don't know, catapult kind of thing. And I'm holding on to Angel, and Angel's holding on to the steering wheel thing, right? And while this four-wheeler starts flying up and turning to the left, I just jump off and land on my back. And when I land, I hit my head really hard, so hard, and I'm just seeing white while I'm laying down. And okay, so I'm laying down, and Angel's still holding on to the thing. And while he's holding on, because it's turning, the four-wheeler just spins out also while he's holding on to it. Somehow, while he's laying down, the four-wheeler front left tire lands on his stomach. So I'm here laying, and it's bright. This is an experience I had, I don't know, religious experience. I'm just laying down there. I'm dang, it's so quiet and peaceful. And, I'm just not a care in the world. But then, I start hearing a voice come to me. And I'm I'm thinking it's Jesus or something. And I start hearing the voice, and it's I'm leave me alone or something. And then I snap back to reality. And then I just look to my left, and I see the ATV is on top of Angel, and he's screaming for help. He's screaming for help. The only thing he can move is this part of his body, because he just immobilizes a 400-pound ATV on him. And I just spring into action, and I do a little scooting action like this. And with my legs, 10-year-old legs that played soccer, I completely push the ATV with all the strength that I had. I made it flip over 2 or 3 times. I don't know if it feels, adrenaline and stuff like that. Maybe because I trained in soccer, my legs are just super strong, and somehow, the fact that I played soccer for some reason, this is the reason why I saved his life. But yeah, I completely pushed the thing off of him and, saved him. He probably would have just suffocated or something under all the pressure. After we were recuperating, he has a little scar from it. There's a line like this with a whole bunch of lines going like that. It looks like a scar from I don't know, like a movie kind of. It doesn't look real. And then we completely forgot. We just like look back and we just completely don't see Daniel. And we're like, trailing our footsteps. We're like, where is this kid? And I just look to my right and he's just in a bush. Bro was in a bush with like thorns and like all these like vines with spikes on it. And he's just like messed up. It just sucks. Like he completely landed in a thorn bush. And he's just there, I guess, like picking these out of his face, these like thorns and stuff like that. And me and Angel help maneuver all the things out of him and get him out of there. And when we start taking out all the thorns out of his arms and he's working on his face or whatever, and then after that, after we're safe, then I just started like arguing. I'm just like screaming, like 10-year-old kid just like cussing at everybody. It's like, why do we do that? Why? I told you to slow down, all that kind of stuff. And after that, we drive back home. We drive back to my grandma's house. And then we got to start making excuses because on the back left of the fender or whatever, there's like a bend in the whole like frame thing or whatever in the ATV on the back. And the Angel has a scar looking thing. Daniel somehow got like this big old bruise on his nose. And we just start making excuses. And our excuses consisted of Angel. I'm not sure with Angel actually. I know Daniel's for sure. I broke his ankles in basketball. He fell and hit a stick, and somehow it just made a bruise right there on his nose. It didn't make sense whatsoever, but at the time, it was the best excuse we had. Angel's excuse, I don't know if we just admitted the truth. I'm not sure though, but yeah, I don't know. I would have to ask him for that. I don't really remember. And for mine, I was scotch free. Came in clutch. Not damaged whatsoever, so I was good. And never told a soul for like 1 to 2 years. And after that, I started telling the stories to like friends and teachers and stuff like that. And I think it was until like 4 years where I told that story to my mom. And yeah, I mean, pretty fun time, I would say. Pretty much moral of the story, I would say, don't be reckless. Be careful with how you drive ATV, especially if you're driving with 3 people instead of 2. Don't be careless. Be careful. But always remember to have fun. That's it for today's video. I'll see you guys next time.